Hello and welcome to City Spotlight. What is City Spotlight? That is the show that brings you news about Huntsville, about this area, about the campus of Sam Houston State University. I'm your host, Peter Roussel. I fill the Warner Chair in Journalism at Sam Houston State University, and we're so glad you're with us today because first up, we have an interview that I think you're going to enjoy. It is with Maggie Collum, who has been serving as Director of University Events at Sam Houston State University. Maggie, it's great to have you here.
Thank you, Peter.
We're speaking on the last day of your employment here, correct?
Yes, we are.
And how many years have you been at Sam Houston?
It's about 11 years I've been here. So I started out under President Gattner. I was very fortunate for that, and then I'm ending it under Dr. Gibson.
And have you been the Director of University Events all that time?
No, I actually started out as an administrative assistant that, yes, did coordinate events, and they weren't near as grand as they are now. But
Did you start out working under somebody else?
Yes, I did. Her name was Paula Vernick, and she was more of an overall marketing event person when our university was a little smaller. And she hired me. I was actually in the real estate business, believe it or not, for about a year, and I was desperate. And nobody knew that. But, yes.
I find that hard to believe.
I did. I had actually sold her 2 houses, and then she asked me to come work for her, and I did. And the event business was something I was always interested in. And it just I was so fortunate to really pave my own path here at Sam Houston. And unlike a lot of people, they don't have that opportunity, and I was really given that.
Well, I know from my earlier career, prior to being here at Sam Houston of 40 years or so, and having worked in Washington and in the public relations field, doing events, it kind of gets to you. You really get to enjoying it. It's also a lot of hard work and long hours if you're going to do them right. And you certainly have done them right here at Sam Houston because I've been to numerous events here that you helped produce.
Well, thank you.
What's the secret to producing a good event?
Everybody that knows me, or most people would say, my famous quote I like to say is never assume. And I never assume that something's done. I always double check, triple check. But it's really going to the mission and the goal of the event, really what's the purpose, and not just throwing a bunch of flowers on a table, because that's not really what it's about. There's a story behind every event. The invitation starts with the story you're going to tell. And, when people walk out the door, you have to end your story. And sometimes even keeping it going with whatever you do after the event to follow up. So just keeping on top of, that's basically my secret, is keeping on top of the trends and always going back to the goal of the event and the purpose.
Well, I come back to what I said a little while ago. I've watched you put these events together. It's called hard work, folks. Mm-hmm. There's no shortcut, and you certainly do them with a thorough approach.
Thank you.
How many events would you guess you've done here?
I would say on average, it's at least 60 to 75 per year. If there's not a big event such as the 125th anniversary, investiture, retirement party, capital campaign, which I've all been involved in. When you add those in the picture, which is probably every other year, it's probably 100 per year. So over my time, I guess 1,000 events. I don't know.
We're worn out just listening to you talk about them, much less working in them.
Yeah,
that's a lot of events.
Yeah, and they range from, private dinner parties all the way to huge events with speakers and, big dinner parties, like capital campaign, like I said. There's so many we've done.
I'm sure you get asked this from time to time. Having done all those events, are there any one or two that particularly stand out for you?
There's one specific one when I first started in this position, about 2 years after I was here. It was the 125th anniversary of the university. And all I remember is just cake. We just had cake everywhere, and it was hot and just lots of cake. Because it was a big birthday celebration is what we made it.
What time of year was it?
I believe it was April. And then you know, the other events that really stick out, I'm not going to say there's another one that was my favorite, but we always have the academic awards dinner every year, and it's kind of the signature event out of our office where it's really, really nice and it's really fun to do. But I really enjoyed putting together the retirement party for President Gatner, I'm sorry. And in addition to the capital campaign, I had more fun doing that. It was a challenge, and they were both very successful.
What's if you could give advice to somebody, some student, like a public relations student that wanted to specialize in event planning and production of events, which is certainly a public relations discipline. Mm-hmm. We talk about in the classes I teach. Our student group here, Priority 1, produces, as you well know, produces an event each semester. What's the best advice you can give them?
If I had to do it all over again and knew I was going to be in this line of work, when I was going to school here to get my degree, I would have researched some type of event management certification of some type, where you didn't have to have a college degree to, seek that out, seek something like that out. Or, for instance, going and volunteering for another event company and asking them, can I come in and join? I would also join as a student to a special events society that's in Houston, because it's mandatory that you volunteer for events, and I think it's all about just getting your foot in the door and getting that experience to really see if that's what you want to do in the first place. And then second, just being a sponge and taking in all the information you can, and take the advice from mentors and look at what they've done wrong, look at what they're doing right, and get all the information you can.
When you produce events here, you use students, correct?
Yes.
On a volunteer basis to help you in the production of the events, correct?
Yes, we have in some capacities. Most of the time, yes. We have a student intern in our office every semester. We would utilize that. It's very helpful. And then another student group is the Orange Keys, that they help us a lot in hosting. And students are very involved. And Priority 1 is an awesome group, that's always worked with us with the speaker series.
And we've always enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. It's a great partnership. It's a learning experience at the same time. And
definitely.
This is a place of higher education and learning, so we want to make sure our students learn as much as they can.
I think you're exactly right. You learn how to produce events by doing events. Mm-hmm. I know my time in Washington, after an event, we always had a meeting to go tick through, here's what worked and here's what didn't work.
Right.
So as you know, the next time, you know what to avoid.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it takes a lot of work and patience and timing. And so I admire anybody that does it as you've had. Well, let's talk a little bit about your future now. You're getting ready to walk off this campus. That's kind of hard, isn't it, after 11 years to suddenly step into another world? Although, tell us, you're going to stay connected here.
I'm going to stay connected in some capacity, through alumni, and I'm available at the university for contract work or whatever happens there.
You're going to keep producing events?
Yes, I am opening my own business called Special Events Consulting Group, and I do have a client in Houston already I'm working with, so that's really exciting, and I'm hoping that'll snowball and get some more clients. I really want my focus to be on the corporate, nonprofit clientele, and we'll see what happens. But, I'm going to be a mom, too, to my 3 kids, and I like to say I can pick and choose what days I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and I'm really looking forward to enjoying them. They're all under the age of 5, and, the time flies by, and I don't want to miss out on anything, and I have no regrets here at all. At Sam Houston, I definitely am going to miss this university, the people, the friendships, the mentors I've had. Peter, you don't know it probably, but you've been a mentor of mine in some way.
I think that was the other way around.
In some way. But I will definitely miss it here. But it's time for someone else to bring in new ideas and use their creative juices and to pave their own path. It's just time. Some of my former bosses, one of them said to me one time, he told me I'd reached a point in my career, he said, I think it's time for you to reach out and try something new. And he was saying that, and at the time I didn't want to hear that necessarily, but I knew he was right.
And he said that way life's going to continue to be constantly interesting for you because you're going to be trying new things rather than getting into some, just staying like this all the time. So I always thought that was pretty good advice.
Yeah, it is great advice.
And, well, let us wish you all the best in all these future pursuits. Maggie Collum, you're sure going to be missed on this campus.
Thank you, Peter.
You've left quite a legacy of great events for us here. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Yes, we will.
Well, next up on City Spotlight, and to keep in tune with the spirit of the times, we have a Halloween feature. It's about Scare on the Square. Let's roll them.
I am the Main Street coordinator, and I'm here with the Main Street program through the city of Huntsville. Scare on the Square, actually, this is our 11th one that we've done. We do it every year. We have a lot of vendors and we have a lot of volunteers. We couldn't do it without them. We're very thankful to the city of Huntsville also. But it's an all-year, it's an every-year event, always on the last Saturday in October. And we make sure that it's a lot of family fun, and we always have great sponsors like Amazing McLean's, and we just brought in food vendors this year and the fire department as well. The costume contest has all ages, 0 to 3, 4 to 8, 10 and up, etc. So even adults could dress up and enter. We have prizes like $10 gift cards that we give away. We give away T-shirts, candy, and a ribbon. So it's a lot of fun.
Hi, my name is Karen. I'm with the Historical Huntsville Ghost Tours, and we've been in business here in Huntsville 3 years. We've been written up with the College Haunted Huntsville program that was written by 2 of the doctors that work there at the college, and we take you to the most haunted spots in Huntsville. We feel like that Huntsville has a story to tell, and we want to tell it. Well, I'm sponsoring Scare on the Square for the last 3 years. If you'll notice, all the T-shirts have the Huntsville Ghost Tours on the back. It's a way to give back to the community, and we've done it for the last 3 years and hope to do it for the future. My favorite part is seeing the people that have been on the tour before and excited about going back on the tour. The kids love this with the free pizza and hot dogs, and it's just a chance to give to the community.
My name is Katherine Adams, and I'm here with Sigma 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 sorority. Well, we're here, just giving back to the community and the kids, and our philanthropy is about kids, and we just want to give back and make them happy, and, Halloween's a fun time, and that's just all we want to do. All the fun games the kids can play, and, they're just seeing the smile on their face and them having a good time, and it's just happy. It's nice. It's cool.
Well, the fire department's part is that we have been asked to cook the hot dogs. So this is our 3rd year, and it's just starting a new tradition for the firemen of Huntsville is cooking the dogs on the Scare on the Square. So we're in our 3rd year, and it's kind of neat to be part of a new tradition, coming down here with the guys and gals and cooking the dogs for the citizens. So it's getting bigger and better every year. Look at the community and the costumes and all that. So we're excited to be part of something new for our community. But the new people, the new firemen get out and meet people and have the kids, look at the kids over here getting their pictures in the fire truck. It doesn't get any better than that for PR for the fire department, And on the safe side, it's October, the time's fixing to change, so we need to change the batteries in the smoke alarm. Always got to get fire safety in there first, you know what I mean? Hey, we appreciate y'all coming down to our square.
Well, since we're in the Halloween season, we're here with a representative of Halloween. I'm not sure quite how I would describe this costume and what it's all about, but you tell us what it's all about.
This is supposed to be a hooded figure in the Night Vale Dog Park. It's based off of a podcast called Welcome to Night Vale. It's a radio show about supernatural things happening in a small town. And one of them is that they have a dog park where hooded figures are seen roaming around. So that inspired this costume.
And what have you been doing here on Halloween?
Just kind of wearing the costume around all day. It's kind of fun to walk around and see how people react to it because everybody's kind of different. Like some people will laugh when they see it. Some people have accidentally scared one of the employees at the cyber confections earlier, but it's just fun because it's fun to see how people will look at it.
And I'm gonna go behind the scenes here a little bit. You are a student at Sam Houston State University.